I have 7 o'clock. We'll call the town board meeting for April 21st, 2025 to order. First item on the agenda is the agenda. Patrick, anything?
No changes to the agenda this evening, Mr. Chair.
I have one request. I would like to pull from consent agenda item 5G.
I want to pull 5F.
And then I would suggest we move open time up in front of closed session, because we're going to have to clear the room. We have a attorney-client privilege, and we'll have to empty the place. So open time will be moved up to just the end of 8. All right, anything else?
Nope.
All right, I need a motion to approve the agenda as amended?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? All right, item 3 is approval of payment of the bills. Steve, you sign
I
off?
signed off. Move to approve payment of the bills.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? All right, that motion carries. Item number 4, this is approval of the prior meeting minutes from April 7th. Steve, you had some?
I do. Mr. Chair, on page 8, and it's going to involve people's memory, second paragraph, we had a discussion about the catering and food preparation studio that was proposed, and the only concern was listed had to do with cannabis and food preparation. I did not remember saying I wanted to eliminate all food preparation from that. I thought it was only in the cannabis. And in the first paragraph, full paragraph, it said there was hypothetical discussion regarding the cannabis zoning regulation with food preparation. The town attorney viewed the declaration. There was some back and forth discussion. That is a true statement, in my opinion. But then later on, we opened the public hearing, and the next paragraph says it would be helpful if we can remove food preparation from the descriptions. I thought what I had moved was only to remove the cannabis portion of that from the food preparation, because that's addressed elsewhere in our ordinances. And so that's my memory. I don't know if everybody else remembers it, but I would prefer that to stay in, just eliminate as the potential insurer or the owner said that he would eliminate no cannabis
Okay, so
production.
Steve, what do you want out?
That it says we recommended removing food preparation as
Okay.
one of the approved items.
And you didn't.
I did not.
Okay,
That's my memory. I did.
we will make that change.
Oh, I guess you guys must have agreed with me.
We agree with you, Steve.
All right,
All right, Beth, you got anything else?
No.
then I'll move to approve the amended minutes.
A second.
All right, motion's made and second. All in favor, say aye.
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 All opposed? All right, next item is the consent agenda. I believe we had 10, but there's a couple we want to pull. I would look for a motion to approve the remaining 8.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second that.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? That motion carries. All right, the first one is,
Mr. Chair, just so we're clear, you're approving A, B, C, D, E, H, I, and J.
Correct.
all right, so we'll go right to the Bald Eagle Yacht Club. Steve, you have,
It really is just a clarification, because their insurance deck page or cert does not cover the summer term. It only covers till June. And I saw no reference that it was going to be received or amended to have that, because it leaves a gap. And I think that should be in the minutes that they need to provide an updated certificate of liability insurance for the calendar year, June, I think it's June. Let me see if I can find it. I got a page through here a little bit quicker.
So they need to have an updated certificate of liability covering the balance of the summer?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the end date is in June, but I don't, yeah, here it is. Just a second here. Yeah, it ends June 2nd, 2025. They're hardly getting started by then.
Yep. Got it.
So I would like them to have to provide an update.
Okay, that covers through the rest. I'm sorry, go ahead, Chad.
I was going to say, go ahead, Pat.
So it just covers, you wanted to cover to the end of the year?
No, they just should get their renewal cert to the township when it comes in.
Okay.
So they don't have a gap. or we need to follow up on it to make sure they provide that we have adequate protection.
That must be their calendar year for their
Yeah,
insurance.
that
must be.
Yeah, it's June to June, and I think we did the same thing last year.
Okay.
That's the condition of your.
Yes,
So the board will approve that subsequent to that update.
yes.
Okay.
Beth, any questions?
No.
Steve, you need a formal motion for that?
We should.
All right, I'll recommend that we receive an updated certificate of liability insurance from Bald Eagle Yacht Club to cover the next policy term when it comes up, starting effective in June. So this policy currently in effect ends June 2nd, 2025. We should have the township provided a new copy holding the township harmless from June 2, 2025 through the next year.
I'll second.
All right, motion made and second. All in favor, say aye.
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 All opposed? All right. I requested to have the item G removed only because I was looking at the purchase sheet for this truck that Public Works wants, and I saw about $9,000 worth of options on there that I think might be a little excessive. So I had talked to Dale at Public Works, and him and I believe it was Pete, or was it GT? One of the two, they're going to sit down and look at this quote and do a little finesse and see if they can pull this number down. It was at a total of 55, and I think they can do better on that for another pickup.
The heated seats.
Comments or questions?
No, I agree with you.
What I'd like to do is just have a motion to approve the truck purchase, because we need it, but with a not to exceed number, and hopefully they can pull this number down, which I think they'll be working on. So, but I think we can formality-wise at least get it on, get going.
So you just want a motion to approve a truck purchase
Yep.
with reconsideration of options?
Yeah, with not to
Not
exceed
not to exceed
that number.
Which number?
55, 466.
466.
Okay. Wait a minute. Isn't that the number with all the options on it?
Yeah,
Yes, it
well,
is.
that's what I'm saying.
So you would probably want to make it less than that.
Well, but I'm not sure what they're going to cut, what they're going to save. And I think I'll leave it to the discretion of Public Works to pull that number down.
Okay.
And we've done this before, a number not to exceed, so.
Okay.
That sound fair, Chad?
Sure. It's,
I'll second that.
Okay.
All right, motion made second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? All right, moving on. Item 6, this is old business, a seasonal hold for refuge collection. Patrick,
Yeah,
you gonna go over this?
just updating the board on the procedures of the utility commission. We had a discussion regarding timing of a new RFP for a new contract with refuse collection companies around the area coming up here in 20 months now. Actually, it'd be even before that when we start putting it out for RFP, probably 18 months. Rather than go through the process of updating the ordinance to allow for seasonal holds, the Utility Commission is recommending that we reapproach that as we begin negotiations for a new contract. Correct, Beth?
Yes.
Okay. Just to update us to where you are now, or where we are with the Utility Commission. Now, you can choose to take that recommendation, or you could throw it back and say, we need you to do this so that it is viable for the last year of the contract currently with Republic.
Steve?
I'll make, personally, I'm okay with leaving it as you discussed.
Okay.
However, I would like, that we had two residents that came before the board.
Yep.
In open time that were looking for this. I would like the township to address both of those so they know that it's going to not, at least my recommendation would be to address it when we go put it out for bid
Okay.
and let them know
You
that,
just want us to let them know that, okay, that's fine.
keeping them informed.
Was there something else we were going to negotiate, though? Did it have something to do with township cleanups or not? I don't
I
remember.
don't think so.
Because I see they aren't doing hazardous waste this
That
year.
has nothing to do with us. That's Ramsey County.
Okay.
That's primarily because they opened up their new, the recycling place in Roseville
Yes.
for all hazardous waste
All the time.
all the time. And so it eliminated the need to have a special collection.
Yep.
All right, so is this just informational? You want to?
Just informational.
Okay. All right, then moving on. Item 7 is public hearing. We have none. we'll move on to 8, which is new business. We've got 4 of them. First one is the improvement to 2024-2 Portland Woods. Larry, you going to handle this?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair and Town Board. We have three projects we want to talk about tonight in improving the plans and specification and authorizing bidding. You've seen these projects over a number of meetings, and we are now to the point where the plans and specifications are complete. And so I'll talk about Portland Woods first. Portland Woods is located off Portland Avenue on the east side of Wiper Township. And it's a short street segment that we're planning to do a reclamation project and replace the curb and gutter on the project. We've had a number of neighborhood meetings, including the last neighborhood meeting on April 3rd, where a number of people came in to view the plans and give their comments on the plans as well. And so we took those comments and now have prepared the final plans and specifications for the project and looking to advertise for bids. The bid opening would be May 14th for all three of these projects, but May 14th we'll have the bids, and those bids would come back to you in the first meeting in June for consideration. And we can see where the prices come in and make a decision on whether to move forward or not at that time with the bids. So on Portland Woods, is there any questions on
Beth,
the project?
No.
Steve?
Nope, I've
Okay.
seen enough.
So you want to handle this as 2 separate motions?
3. Well, 2, actually.
Oh, wait a minute here.
Correspondence is only 1. You want to do each part?
Yep.
Okay, so there's 2, actually.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, he's.
Oh, for each one. Yep, you're right.
I'll move to adopt a resolution approving plans and specifications for Portland Woods project.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Then the next one is a resolution for bid.
I'll make a motion to authorize the advertisement for bids for the improvement 2024-2 Portland Woods project.
I'll second.
Motion made and second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, next one, Larry, is the 2024-3 Anderson Lane.
Yeah, so Anderson Lane is located off of Centerville Road on the western side of the township. And it's another shorter road segment, cul-de-sac. If the board would recall, at the public hearing, the board directed the project, it's a reclamation project again, and adding curb and gutter on that street. But the board directed the street width to remain, the pavement to remain the same width, 22 feet, adding curb and gutter. And so that's what the design is how the design was prepared. Added some short segments of storm sewer to improve drainage on the street project. Again, this project also had a neighborhood meeting on April 3rd where a number of residents came in to talk about the plans and provide their commentary. And not a lot of significant comments. So it was what they expected after the approval for the project, ordering the project. So it's what they expected. Again, the bid opening would be May 14th. And once we get the bids, we'll bring those bids back to the board in the first meeting in June.
Questions, comments?
Nope, I think we covered it.
It was a good meeting. We did cover it.
All right, again, we have 2 motions for this one.
I'll move to make a motion approving plans and specifications for improvement 2024-3 Anderson Lane.
I'll second.
Motion made and second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? All right, that motion carries. Then we have improvement 2024-4 Jennings Lane. This is
Nope,
the...
we have to finish the second part of
Oh,
this.
I'm sorry.
No one wants to give that a.
Mr. Chair, I'll move to make a motion to order advertisement for bids for the improvement 2024-3 Anderson Lane project.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, now we can go to Jenny Lane, which was formerly Silver Fox area.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair and Town Board. So this project is a little larger project. It's located off of, again, Portland Avenue area on the east side of the township. Includes a number of different streets. And while it's a larger footprint of an area, the improvements are less. That's a mill and overlay type project. We replace any curb and gutter that's damaged. There's portions that have concrete curb and gutter, portions that don't. In areas that don't have concrete curb and gutter, we would include some segments of bituminous curb at this point for the project. And so we also included some spot storm improvements, including cleaning out some of the areas that drain out and cleaning out some of those ditches and flared end sections to improve and promote better drainage in the neighborhood. And then some spot structure repairs for the catch basin structures themselves. So while it's a smaller project in terms of impact to the neighborhood, it is a larger project because it's a number of streets. Again, we had a neighborhood meeting on April 3rd. A number of folks showed up and looked at the plans and had questions, but no real comments that changed the plans materially. Again, this would have a bid opening of May 14th, and it would come back to the board in the first meeting in June for consideration of the bids.
I know the board has been reviewing these projects for a couple, 3-4 months now, so I think our bases are all covered. Otherwise, board have any other questions?
I have none.
Have none.
Looking for a motion on this one then?
I'll make a motion to adopt a resolution approving plans and specifications for project 2024-4 Jenny Lane, formerly known as Silver Fox area.
Second.
Motion made and second, and all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
That motion carries.
I'll make a second motion to adopt a resolution authorizing advertisement for bids for improvement 2024-4 Jenny Lane, formerly known as Silver Fox area.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? All right,
Mr. Chair, before we move further, we have several students in the audience, just so they understand what this process is all about. In our projects for the year for street improvements, there's neighborhood meetings to start these things, then they have to go through a formal hearing where the residents can come and have a discussion about the pros and the cons and what's going to take place. And then it moves through other phases where this is a phase to go out and see how much it's really going to cost us. We've got ideas, go out and get that. Then they come back and tell us what that is, and we have to formally either accept it or deny the project. And ultimately in the fall, the project would get final numbers and assessments and expense. Yeah. So that make it a little clearer as to what this is all about. Okay, thanks. Did I miss anything?
you want to read the notes back?
Yeah. Did I say anything? No. Okay, don't.
No.
All right.
All right, moving on. Last item on the agenda is the May executive meeting. That's Memorial Day weekend. So I know there's going to be some conflicts. I'm one of them.
Would you like to move it after the Memorial Day weekend or before the Memorial Day weekend?
Well, that would put it into June.
No?
May 30th.
Oh, May 30th.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
My preference for me, I'd prefer May 30th, but I can make the other one work.
May 30th works for me.
Beth?
I'm just about there.
Okay.
I got a full schedule for me.
Oh, we don't want to interfere with that.
That's okay. May 30th works for me.
Okay. Perfect. Yeah, that was easy.
All right.
All right. Do I need a formal motion for that?
I'll move to change the May executive meeting from the May 23rd scheduled meeting date to May 30th due to the Memorial Day weekend holiday.
I'll second.
Motion's made and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, that concludes our agenda, except for we have a closed session scheduled with our attorneys. So what I'd like to do is move up to open time. So if there's anybody here, you can take the mic, name and address, and let us know if you got any important news that the town's got to know about. I know the students won't jump up.
Yeah.
Good evening. My name's Diane Pangal. I live at 1120 Pine Hill Lane, and I'm here about the construction going, or the building going on the new property behind our house on Centerville Lane. I just went blank on the name of the building, but you know what I'm talking about.
35 Park.
Thank you, 35 Park. We've spoken to you many times. We did receive new plans, and it seems they've changed since the last we spoke. So I just wanted to bring up the permitted use standard permits that you have, the White Bear Township has, and it talks about, sorry, I have to take my glasses off to read. Unnecessary detraction from the appearance of the adjacent properties or from the town as a whole, aesthetic incompatibility, damage to vegetation, unnecessary loss of existing natural features, vegetation, steep slopes, wetland, etc. Development shall be permitted only in such a manner that the maximum number of trees preserved. You guys have heard this before, and the new plans show, sorry, I know I'm timed. The revised 6, we're looking at the north lot. When we met just a few weeks ago, and we talked about some trees that were going to be there, they were more on the east side, the northeast side, and those trees have now moved over to the southeast side, and so I'm not sure why that happened. Part of it could be that in the plans, it shows existing evergreen trees to remain, and it shows the evergreen trees being there to remain, and those evergreen trees were removed and they are not there. So I'm not sure if that's why they've moved the trees from behind our houses to the southeast versus the north. So I do have a question on that, since the plan shows the evergreen trees were to remain and they are not there.
Evan, can you elaborate on that a little bit? I know the landscaping has bounced around a little bit, whether they're going to landscape only where they're putting the new buildings or if they're adding to the north end.
They are proposing new trees on the north of the property.
The new plan has them to the southwest.
There's also plans on the north of the property.
Okay. They are not in the current plans that we just recently received.
I can pull it up and
What was the date of your plans that was that a couple weeks ago?
We just got them.
They're at the bottom, they're also, there's at the bottom of the wall.
The bottom of the retaining wall?
I'm just trying to get the dates because they varied,
Right.
with their, and we just want to make sure we're talking about this apples and apples.
Right. Since when we just previously met with them,
A couple.
they were going to add more trees, but where they were putting some trees, there's a dip, and so they're putting the 20-foot trees, which would basically just like come to the bottom of my backyard. So it doesn't really shield anything or put a screen for anything, and they're actually still over this way. So and I'm speaking for all the neighbors, I'm not just speaking about myself, but our backyard, where the drive path between the two buildings is going to come directly into our backyard. And there's currently no screening whatsoever for our backyard. And so the headlights are going to come directly towards us. And it also looks like at the last drawings we had, that north parking was removed, and it looks like the north parking is back. And it was 2 meetings ago, we talked about the number of people that would be parking there, and they thought it seemed that we would not need that many parking spaces, so they had removed that one line of those parking spots on that north side of the two buildings. So I just wanted to bring that up with the new plans that we are looking at.
I know we were supposed to have that meeting tonight, but this thing it's getting bounced around quite a bit.
Right.
And we are going to review this all over again on Friday. So a lot of the things you're addressing, we will make sure we address on Friday's meeting.
Thank you. Do I have 30 more seconds?
Sure.
The walking path came back. So the walking path had been removed, and the point of the walking path was to connect multiple walking paths together, which the walking path that's currently in our neighborhood ends at H2. So there's nowhere else for it to go. So the theory that we're putting this walking path to connect to this walking path because we're creating this big it ends at H2. So if it was going beyond H2, it would make sense to make one big, long walking path, but at H2, it just simply ends. So I was just wondering about the walking path coming in, if you could review that on Friday as well.
Well, because they're still struggling to make it work, so we're still trying to figure that out.
So we just wanted to bring that up as well. Thank you for listening.
Thank
Would
you.
you like her to send us an email listing her points so we don't forget them?
We'll have them on record.
Okay.
They're going to be there on Friday, too.
Oh, okay.
They can come, you can attend on Friday if you'd like as well.
What time on Friday?
Oh, well, the whole thing starts at 8.
Well, what time do you have them scheduled for?
I think they're coming in at 8:30. Yeah.
What time is the meeting going to?
Depends on how efficient our board chair is. Don't know.
It's gotten kind of heavy, so it's going to be a long day.
It is.
I can move some things around.
Okay. All right, anyone else?
Okay, I'm sure you guys are probably tired of hearing
No.
from us. BJ Schultz, 1108 Pine Hill Lane. I don't personally enjoy being here, though this is a really interesting process. I will just say that this continues to be so devastating for our neighborhood and for our property. And you guys, I know people drive by all the time. I don't know, it might have been you guys. Like, we see people driving through the neighborhood all the time, pointing and looking at it. And you just got to come and come into our homes and come in our backyard and just see it, because this is now about, like, there's no screening for just the building. It's like there's no screening for the site, period. So we just live in a construction zone for 5 to 7 years, and to ask, residents to endure a 5 to 7 year construction project, when I want our kids to play in the backyard, and now I'm not going to invest in our backyard at all. I'm not going to plant a garden. It's like I was just sitting having dinner with the kids, like, before I came over here, and I told my wife, we're not going to. I don't want the girls to be out in the backyard when there's like a parking lot with workers and like just staring at them, because the plans that they added, the new plans show 3 trees on the top of the wall on the corner. And that's just like, that's nothing. And then there was a whole bunch of other things I know that you guys requested about, like, addressing the proximity of the drive aisle to the retaining wall and the lack of green space. And I have it listed here. But it looks like none of that has been addressed, other than just the trees at the bottom of the wall. But the trees in the bottom of the wall are nothing, in our opinion. I mean, they won't even grow to the top of the wall, yet alone the 35-foot building. And the wall itself, as you guys know, it's like 20 feet tall, plus the dirt slope below it is 7 feet. So it's like we're looking at a 27 feet plus a 36-foot building, and it's just not okay. And we just need some help. So I know you guys are working on it, and I know that you guys see us. It feels like, from our vantage point, like it's difficult because I don't want to be a nuisance, but I don't know what goes on behind the scenes with the way you guys operate and run
We
the
keep
township.
this all in front. We're very transparent about this.
Yeah, and I'm learning that, which is good peace of mind. And Pat has been kind enough to respond to all my emails, and it's been great. So thank you.
Well,
Pat.
I've driven over there a number of times. Just,
yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking about. It is kind of devastating when you look at it.
Yeah.
The biggest, I think they had 4 pages of things they had to address before they even got to where we're going to be on Friday. And they say they've got them all covered. Well, we'll find out on Friday.
Yeah. Well, if you look at even the trees on the southwest side of the property, they built that big berm above the archery company
I
there
think
in
that's.
Centerville.
I don't think that's just extra fill.
Maybe that's extra fill,
Yeah.
but like their new plans, which I just was looking at, like, have a ton of trees on the southwest corner, which ironically blocks the view from the really nice condos at North Oaks, but it doesn't do anything for the multiple neighbors on our side of things. So, anyways, yeah, we just need help. If it's built as is, it's just I think it's a total misstep, So,
We're extremely sympathetic to you guys.
yeah, thanks. And for the record, like, I was told from the builder, who again, I've said this to you guys before, that he said, make the township make us make changes. So,
Which builder?
You're talking about
from Endeavor.
Oh, okay.
from Endeavor.
Yeah, who I know. And he said, you have to, only the township can have us make changes. So, I mean, because North Oaks company is not gonna do it. And we've had Mark in our driveway with a whole bunch of neighbors already. And we met with Endeavor a few weeks ago at your offices, and yeah, just haven't really gained any traction other than we're sorry, or, we're going to make the building blue, So anyways, yeah, thank you guys.
All right, thanks, sir. All right, anyone else? Going once, going twice? All right, I'm going to ask the students to come up. We'll sign your papers because then we have to actually clear the room for a closed session with the attorney. Anybody, you can, go ahead, Beth.
Okay,
Here, I'll take one.
all righty. Well, I'll sign here, and I'm just assuming you know the answer to that.
I don't know.
There you go. Thanks for coming.
No problem.
Thanks, son.
I'm assuming so.
You guys can go.
Okay.
There you go. Thank you.
Beth, have a nice evening.
We made him put, we made them put so much trees that we.
By the way,
I thought they were up.
one of you did
supposed to be up on
walked
the
in
top of
late.
the
Can you sign the book?
It was supposed
I
to be.
think it's
3
her right
levels
there.
of trees.
So,
We
okay,
go back and find, I mean,
Well, we're going to find out on Friday, that's for sure.
yeah, just in case there's a question whether you actually were here.
it was a lot, because nobody likes me.
Okay, you're good then.
I thought we covered that.
What's that?
Well, little
I don't know how this
landscaping
happened.
up on the
The
hill.
landscaping, we were hard. It was like, it was supposed to
Evan,
be
you going to
3
be prepared
levels
for
of
that on
staggered-
Friday?
It was supposed to be 3 levels of staggered evergreens.
Yeah, well, they've altered everything over and over and over. I don't know what the current.
But the
latest
point was, when they did the housing, how did those trees disappear?
Because they were on their property.
Yeah.
And that was.
They had the right to take them down.
Also
Well, that
remember,
never should have, that was not the intent.
but just remember, there was a prior, there's been 2 developments here. So
Right.
you don't get it confused with the first one, because the first one, they were gonna leave the trees. This is the new people.
But I don't understand why, we were very clear with him that they had to do this. I mean, we talked about it.
We
Okay,
better do this.
You got to keep this clean.
sorry about that.
Announce for us what we're doing?
Okay. The board will be going into closed session to discuss the fire contract litigation with White Bear Lake.
I need a motion as such.
Yes, you do.
I'll move to go into closed session to discuss the, is not potential litigation anymore, or is it potential litigation?
Well,
Call it
Discussion.
litigation?
let's call it litigation.
Okay, to discuss litigation involving the fire contract with the city of White Bear.
A second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Just so we're clear, it is still
Well, I need a motion to come out of closed session.
I'll move to come out of closed session.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right. Chad, you want to just give us an overview?
the board was discussing its response and its position on the dispute with the city of White Bear Lake regarding the fire service contract.
Perfect. All right. I need a motion to receive agenda material and supplements.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
I need a motion to adjourn at 8:10.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We're done.